No definitions for secularization. Social anomie, Weber, social disconnectedness. Falsifiability, that scientific theories must be stated in such a way that it can be refuted or disproved by counter-evidence. Reification, is the materialization of a thought which becomes tangible thing, that is making a concrete thing out of something abstract. Historical particularism, to counter ideas of ethnocentrism, the notion that each culture has their own unique path of development. No Aristotle's and Plato's theories of mind discussed in class lectures. Plato, the mind is perfect while the body is corrupted. James Scott's seeing like a state. Simplification, making nature simpler, more easy to measure and control. Legibility, making nature legible, or explainable. Reduction, for example forests reduced to lumber sales. Homogenization, for example monocultures. No definitions of civilization. Included here are the mythological, religious symbols of the apple of knowledge, and the fall as being symbolic of humanity's step out of harmony with nature and into civilization, etc. Kant's concepts of the in itself and for itself, know this difference, and the notion of truth as being transcendent. Know these theories. Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Postmodernism, that truth claims are historically located and reflect a particular social, economic, and political perspective. Be able to distinguish between Einstein's theories of special relativity, relative motion and reference frames, mass energy equivalence, time dilation, etc., and general relativity, the curvature of spacetime, and how these relate to socio-historical processes and cultural trends. Romantic perspective is founded on the principle that emotion and creative imagination are as valid a method of interpretation and understanding as is reason. In mythology this would mean that the kind of feelings that a myth gives one, and the eye it provokes the imagination into new insights, are as authentic keys essential meaning, both in its own time and for us as any rational, analytic, or even psychoanalytic deconstruction. Basically know Freud's theory of mind. Ego, conscious awareness. Id, unconscious. Superego, one's conscience, or balance between needs of ego and id. How repression and neurosis works, how repressed traumas surface as dysfunctional symptoms. Thomas Kuhn's terms. Normal science, defined often as puzzle solving, mopping up, articulation of theory, etc. Revolutions, wholesale changes of political systems, and scientific frameworks or paradigms. Paradigms, an overarching scientific framework, dominated by a single worldview, for example Copernican, Aristotelian, Newtonian, etc. Anomaly, data that violate the predictions of a reigning paradigm, analogous to biological mutations. Crisis, when a paradigm becomes untenable, and must give way to a new paradigm, that is a paradigm shift, for example from Ptolemaic to the Copernican, from Newtonian to Einsteinian theory. Theory-laden data are manufactured, or only perceivable by a particular paradigm, and are specific to it. How paradigms are a prerequisite for perception, what does this mean? Incommensurability of paradigms, that they are necessarily at odds and speak past each other,